Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with the free pick in the Hawks versus Raptors NBA matchup on Friday, February 23rd, 2024. If you like all the free picks we do at Pickdawgz, you'll love all our premium picks, our best bets. Use the discount code PICK for 15% off. Of course, we also have products meant for people who make big bets, people with big bankrolls looking for one-on-one concierge style service. And of course, the only way to get these, though, is to text the number you see on the screen. They're not available on the website, so text that number. But let's get to this one. Got the Hawks taking on the Raptors. The Hawks, this is their first game back after the All-Star break, while the Raptors on the back-to-back. They played at home, so making the trip from Toronto to Atlanta. But of course, that is life in the NBA. These guys are pretty much used to it at this point. You know, the Hawks went through that long streak where they were not able to cover games at home. Certainly came out of it towards the break, but, you know, which Hawks team are we going to see now? And it's something that Jay Briggs talked about yesterday on the live show, and something, you know, that we'll have to keep our eye on, you know, as things go on. It's like, are we going to see the same teams that we saw coming into the break? Or are we going to see teams who they are who they are, and maybe some of the teams that we saw earlier in the season? And I think there's probably going to be a little bit of both going on here, but one thing we know from the Hawks is that neither of those teams played any defense whatsoever. And I think, you know, the Hawks, certainly that has been their sticking point all season long, and why I haven't been able to get behind them. But in their recent play, they were 6-4 heading into the break in their last 10, while the Raptors, you know, did not hit the break nearly as well. You know, and of course the Raptors have made the decision they're not playing for this year. They're playing for another year. But now you have a lot of players on this team that are looking for roster spots or maybe a job somewhere in the league. These teams met just a few weeks ago, back at the end of January. It was the Hawks in Atlanta getting the win 126-125. The Raptors were getting 6.5 in that one. They also played in Toronto back in December a couple of times, with teams splitting those games. So, you know, the thing is that, you know, a lot of things change from day to day, week to week, and especially in a situation like this where you have teams coming off extended rest and you have one team that's on the back-to-back. And, you know, the Raptors really did not hit the break playing good basketball at all, while the Hawks, you know, had a nice stretch, but then actually when they head into the break, they had lost 4 out of 6, including their last 2. And the last one, they got absolutely belted in Charlotte by the Hornets, 122-99. Like I said, it makes it a little tougher to gauge exactly the team we're going to see, but for the Hawks, you know, this team really does not play a lot of defense. 29th best in the NBA in shooting percentage against, 27th in three-point shooting against, just not where you want to be. And, you know, for the Raptors, while they're middle of the pack in shooting and lower end of the pack in three-point shooting, they still have the edge over the Hawks in most of these categories, except they don't hit free throws at all, while the Hawks shoot free throws at 81%. They're also, you know, okay offensively, but certainly don't set the world on fire. I think this game is pretty even, and I think that's why we've seen, you know, the way that these teams have gone this year. The games have been, you know, relatively close, and the series in Toronto was split. I'm going to take the Raptors with the points in this thing, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.